Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. If wishes were horses, poor men would ride. If turnips were watches, one would be by my side. And if ifs and ands were mated cheese, there would be no work for the busy bee. There was a crooked man. And he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked still. He brought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse. They all lived together in their crooked little house. Peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot, 9 days old. Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it in the pot, 9 days old. Lucky Locket lost her pocket. Kitty Fisher found it. Kitty Fisher saw nothing in it but the blinding round it. Little Miss Muffet. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating her curds, and along came a spider, and sat down beside her, and frightened Miss Muffet away. Bad, bad black sheep, bad, bad black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for my master, 1 for my dam, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. Peter Piper. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? Rockabye. Rockabye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the brat breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come the baby, cradle and all. Wykin, Blinkin, and Nod one night sailed off in the wooden shoe, sailed off on a river of crystal light into a sea of dew. Where are you going, and what do you wish? The old moon asked the 3. We have come to fish for the hurrying fish that lives in the beauty of the sea. Nets of silver and gold we have, said Wykin, Blinkin, and Nod. The old moon laughed and sang a song as they rocked in the wooden shoe, and the wind that carried them all night long ruffled the waves of dew. The little stars were hurrying fish that lived in a beautiful sea. Now cast your net wherever you wish, never afraid we are. So cried the stars to the fisherman 3, Wykin, Blinkin, and Nod. All night long their nets they threw to the stars in the twinkle form. Then down from the skies came the wooden shoe, bringing the fisherman home. It was all so pretty, a pretty sail it seemed, as if it could not be, and some folks thought it was all a dream of sailing that beautiful sea. But I shall name you the fishermen three, Winkin, Blinkin, and Nod. Winkin and Blinkin are two little eyes, and Nod is the little head. And the wooden shoe that sailed the skies is the wee one's comfortable bed. So shut your eyes while Mother sings wonderful sights to be. And you shall see the beautiful things as ye rock in the misty sea, where the old shoe rocked the fishermen three, Winkin, Blinkin, and Nod. 30 days have September. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, excepting February alone, and that has 28 days clear, but 29 in each leap year. Three blind mice. See how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with the carving knife. Did you ever see such a thing in your life? Three blind mice. Mistress Mary, quiet contrary. Mistress Mary, quiet contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and crocoshells and pretty maids all in a row. Little Bow Peep has sat lost her sheep, and she doesn't know where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, bringing their tails behind them. Little Bo Peep fell asleep fast and dreamed she heard them beating, whatever. But when she awoke, she found it was a joke, for they were still fleeting. Then when she took her little crock, determined now to find them, she found them indeed, and then she did plead, for they'd just leave their tails behind them. The three little pigs. This three little piggy went to the market. This three little piggy stayed home. This three little piggy had roast beef. This three little piggy had none. This three little piggy went wee all the way home. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. Then she scolded them loudly and put them to bed. Girls and boys come out to play. The sun is shining as bright as day. Leave your supper and leave your beds. It's time to awake your sleepy heads. Come with a whoop, come with a call, come with a good cheer, or come not at all. Stay up later and down the wall. Stay up the ladder and down the ladder. A halfpenny roll will serve us all. You find milk and I'll find flour, and we'll have pudding in half an hour. Little Jack Honor sat in a corner, eating his Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and he pulled out a plum, and said, "What a good boy I am." The Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts, she made some tarts, all on a summer's day. The knaves of hearts, he stole the tarts, and he took them all away. The King of Hearts called for all the tarts, for the carve had broken the law. The carve of hearts had brought back the tarts, and promised to steal no more. Hey diddle diddle, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. A cow jumped over the moon, the little dog laughed to see such a sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Sing a song of sixpence, sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of ray, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Was it not a pretty dish to set before the king? The king was in his treasury, counting out all his money. The queen was in the parlour, eating the bread and eating the honey, and the maid was in the garden, hanging out all the clothes. Along came a blackbird and pecked on her nose. The hobby horse. I had a little hobby horse. Its coat was dapple gray. Its head was made of straw, and its tail was made of hay. I sold it to a grandma for some dimes and nickels. With the money I received, I bought a jar of sour pickles. Patty cake, patty cake, patty cake, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you can. Prick it and pat it, and mark it with tea, and put it in the oven for Teddy and me. Wee Willie Winky, Wee Willie Winky runs through the town, upstairs and downstairs in his nightgown, rapping at the windows, crying through the rocks. Are the children in their beds? It's now 8 o'clock. Jack Sprat could eat no fat. His wife could eat no lean. So between the pair they licked the patter clean. Hickory Dickory Dock, Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock. Polly put the kettle on. 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 And let's have some tea. Yankety Doodle came to town riding on a pony. He stuck a feather in his cap and called it macaroni. Mary had a little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was as white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. Early to bed, early to rise. The rooster crows in the morning to tell us to rise, and he lets that lies late will never be wise. For early to bed and early to rise is the way to be healthy and wealthy and wise. Here we go round the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush. The mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go around the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. Oh, where has my little pub gone? Oh, where has my little pub gone? Oh, where can he be? With his ears cut short and his tail cut long, oh, where is he? Hush, little baby. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's going to buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's going to buy you a diamond ring. And if that diamond ring turns brash, Mama's going to buy you a looking glass. And if that looking glass broke, or gets broke, Mama's going to buy you a billy goat. Monday's child. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child is hard working for her living. But the child who is born on Saturday is merry and lucky and good and gray. The clock. There's a cheerful little clock. In the schoolhouse it stands. It points to the top. The point. This one was a little hard to read. Ding dong bell. Ding dong bell, Kitty's in the well. Who put her in? Little Johnny Flynn. Who pulled her out? Little Tommy Stout. With a naughty boy was that. Tried to drown poor Pussycat, who never did any harm, but killed all the mice in the farmer's barn. Old Mother Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone, but when she got there the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none. She went to the butcher to buy him some meat, but when she came back the dog would not eat. She went to the doctor to ask him for help, but when she came back, the dog was well. She took a clean dish to give him a drink, but when she came back, he was under the sink. She went to the hatter to buy him a hat, but when she came back, he was feeding the cat. She went to the barber to buy him a wig, but when she came back, he was a dancing jag. She went to the fruit farmer to buy him some fruit, but when she came back, he was playing the flute. She went to the tailor to buy him a coat, but when she came back, he was riding a goat. I hope someone out here likes this video. She went to the cobbler to buy him some shoes, but when she came back, he was reading the news. She went to the seamstress to buy him some linen, but when she came back, the dog was spinning. She went to the market to buy him some bones, but when she came back, he was playing with stones. The dame made a christy, the dog made a bow. The dame said, "Your servant." The dog said, "Bow wow." Old King Coley. Old King Coley was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul he was. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers three. Each fiddler had a fiddle, and a very fine fiddle he had. Tweedledee, Tweedledee went the fiddlers. Oh no, there are none so rare who can compare with old King Cole and his fiddler's three. Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater. Peter, Peter, Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. To market, to market, to market, to market, to buy a plumble pig. Home again, dancing a jig. To market, to buy a flat hog. Home again, jiggly jog. To market, to buy a sweet bun. Home again, the day is now done. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, put them straight. 9, 10, a good fat hen. 11, 12, ring the bell. 13, 14, maids a courting. 15, 16, maids a wishing. 17, 18, maids a painting. 19, 20, my stomach's empty. Pussycat, 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 where have you been? I went to London to visit the Queen. Pussycat, pussycat, what did you there? I frightened a little mouse under my chair. Little Robin Redbreast. Little Robin Redbreast sat upon a rail. Niddle naddle went his head, wiggle waggle went his tail. Banbury Cross. Ride a rocking horse to Banbury Cross. See an old lady on the white horse, ringing on her fingers and bells and toes, and so she makes music wherever she goes. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns, hot cross buns, hot cross buns. If you have no daughters, give them your sons. I saw a ship a-sailing. I saw a ship a-sailing on a sea. And oh, the ship was loaded with pretty things for 3. There were sweets in the cabin and apples in the hold. The sails were made of silk, and the masts were made of gold. The 24 sailors that stood between the decks were 24 white mice, gold chains around their necks. The captain was a duck with a peril in his back. And when the ship began to move, the captain said, "Quack, quack." Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Give it a stitch, and that will do it. Here's a nail, and there's a blade, and now my shoe is well made. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Where is the boy who carries for the sheep, or cares for the sheep, for that matter? He's under the haystack, fast asleep. Will you wake him? No, not I. For if I do, he's sure to cry. Simple Simon. Simple Simon met a pie man going to the fair. Said Simple Simon to the pie man, "Let me take a pear." Said the pie man to Simple Simon, "Show me your first penny." Said Simple Simon to the pie man, "Indeed, I have not any." Ring around a rosy. Ring around a rosy, pocket full of posy. Ashes, ashes will all fall down. Rain, 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 go away, come again another day. Johnny and Gemma want to play. Roses are red. Roses are red, violets are blue, daisies are sweet, and so are you. Twinkle, twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Bedtime. The man in the moon looked into the room and said, "It's time for all the children around the world to hop into their cozy beds." Well, that was that, everyone. The Little Book of Nursery Rhymes. Based on the back, this came out about 7 years ago. So yeah, there you go.